I was a straight A student. Law school dreams, scholarships lined up, and a spotless record. But one word, no, shattered everything. I said no to my professor's creepy extra credit offer. And in return, he failed me. On purpose. One petty act of revenge. One corrupt man with too much power. But I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I fought back, and what happened next turned the entire university upside down. He thought I'd disappear quietly. He didn't know I was recording. He didn't know I had receipts. He didn't know I was about to launch a blog that would spark a nationwide movement, land him in front of a disciplinary board, and destroy not just his career, but the entire corrupt circle protecting him. This isn't just a revenge story. It's a war cry for every girl who's been told to stay quiet to survive. So buckle up, as I didn't just pass the test. I rewrote the entire curriculum. Backhand index pointing right, like, share, and subscribe, because this professor messed with the wrong girl. You know how they say your college years will shape your future? Well, mine nearly shattered it. It started with a smile. One of those fake patronizing smirks from a man who thinks his PhD gives him a license to own you. Dr. Carl Benson. Tenured. Smug. Mid-40s with a god complex the size of Texas. He was my professor, my academic advisor, and, for reasons I would only later understand, my nightmare. Alyssa, he said during our first private session, his eyes crawling over me like a greasy fingerprint. You're very promising. But college isn't just about grades, you know? It's about relationships. Something inside me froze. I laughed nervously. Tried to redirect. I'm here to learn, sir. I've got big plans. Law school. He leaned back. That smirk again. We'll see how far attitude gets you. I didn't know it yet, but that moment, that one refusal to play his game, was about to cost me everything. Or so he thought. Back home things weren't easier. You turned down who? My mother nearly dropped her wine glass. Do you have any idea how many girls would kill for a recommendation from Dr. Benson? Mom, he was being inappropriate. You and your modern nonsense, she hissed. The real world doesn't care about your feelings, Alyssa. Cares about survival. About being smart. My father didn't speak. He just stared at his plate like it held the answer to the universe. My little brother, Chase, muttered, savage, under his breath and smirked. I was alone. Or so I thought. Finals came. I aced the exam. I knew I did. Then came the email. Alyssa Hartman, grade F. Just one letter. But it detonated my future. I marched into his office. An F? Are you serious? I grade based on more than just academics, he said coldly. You lack professionalism. I recorded that conversation. Quietly. Secretly. Something told me I'd need it. And then I made a plan. I'm not proud of how deep I had to dig. But when you're buried under injustice, you either dig out or die there. First I lawyered up. A pro bono women's rights attorney named Lila, who had fire in her eyes and a vendetta against professors like Benson. Second, I researched everything about him. Students he failed. Girls who dropped out. A pattern emerged. Third, I started a blog. Anonymous. Called The Benson Files. It exploded. He denied everything. Of course. She came on to me. He spat at the academic board. I simply declined. She failed because she was lazy. I pulled out the USB stick. Hit play. College isn't just about grades, Alyssa. It's about relationships. Gasps. One woman on the panel said, this sounds very much like grooming. He turned red. And I smiled. Dr. Benson lost tenure. He tried suing me for defamation. He lost. My family. Mom still doesn't get it. But Dad hugged me for the first time in years. Chase told his entire football team. Me. I got accepted to Columbia Law. With full scholarship. The moment Benson's hearing results were posted, I thought it was over. I was wrong. An anonymous email showed up in my inbox. You might have won this round, but we see you. It was signed, The Tower. Turns out, Benson wasn't just a bad apple. He was part of a rotten orchard. A shadowy circle of powerful academics protecting each other. I had poked a beehive and now they were swarming. Mom refused to speak to me. She told my aunt I had humiliated the family. Your grandfather was a dean, Alyssa, she snapped over a tense brunch. And now you've destroyed his legacy. His legacy was silence. Mine won't be. My dad? He surprised me. He did the same to your cousin Jill, he confessed. We didn't believe her. My jaw dropped. Now I do. And I'm sorry. An ex-student named Kelsey reached out via the blog. He ruined my scholarship chances too. I thought it was just me. Then came a janitor named Rufus. He had audio clips, security camera files, receipts. Together we formed a case. Not against Benson. He was done. But against the tower. By the time I started Columbia Law, I was already the face of a national student safety movement. CNN called. Then BuzzFeed. Then Ellen. I filed a class action lawsuit. 22 victims joined. Some were silenced with NDAs. Some just wanted to watch the fire burn from afar. But I was in the courtroom again. And this time I wasn't alone. Explosive trials where big names fall. Alyssa gets targeted by fake scandals, online trolls, and academic sabotage. Love interest subplot. A student journalist who helps expose the corruption. Big betrayal. A friend who turns out to be a tower informant. Redemption arc. Alyssa's mom finally supports her after facing harassment at her own job. Climactic finale. Congressional hearing, mass media attention, and a scholarship fund named after Alyssa's cousin Jill. The tower knew how to fight dirty. First came the op-eds. Unverified allegations disrupt education integrity. Then came the podcasts questioning my motives. The worst. An anonymous Twitter account that posted my high school selfies with captions like, "This is the face of the #MeToo scam." I broke down in my dorm shower. But I didn't break. "They're afraid of you," Lila said. "And fear makes them sloppy." He was right. Finn Porter. Journalism major. Senior. Way too attractive to be talking to me at 2 a.m. in the law library. "I've been following your case," he said, sliding a flash drive across the table. "You need to see this." It was footage from a campus fundraiser. Benson. Another girl. Same language. Same smirk. "Why are you helping me?" I asked. He shrugged. "My sister dropped out because of a guy like him. Never told anyone. Until now." We kissed that night. And for the first time in months I felt something other than anger. He came to New York. Unexpected. Unannounced. Unapologetic. "You were right," she whispered, barely able to look at me. "My boss cornered me yesterday. Said I could earn that promotion." I didn't say, "I told you so." I just hugged her. That night we sat on the fire escape. Just me and my mom. Talking about the things we never talked about. "Your grandmother endured worse," she said. She never said a word. "I will." She nodded. "And I'll back you this time." So, my roommate, my best friend, she leaked my private group chat to a faculty rep. Why? Because the tower paid her. "I needed the money," she sobbed. "I didn't think they'd twist it all. You sold me out." I moved out that night. Filed a formal complaint. She was expelled. Ethan wrapped me in a blanket that evening. "You okay?" "No. But I'm ready." We compiled it together. Every member of the tower who silenced victims, buried cases, signed off on NDAs. 39 names. I leaked the list to the New York Times. The fallout was nuclear. Campuses reopened old cases. Deans resigned. Politicians made noise. Then, the subpoenas arrived. The congressional hearing was televised. I sat at a mahogany desk, cameras glaring, next to 3 other survivors. I read my statement slowly. Hurry. I didn't stutter. I was failed by my professor. But worse, I was failed by a system that taught him I could be failed without consequence. The chairwoman's eyes filled with tears. The world listened. My brother posted a TikTok. "My sister's a badass. If your girl's ever getting creeped on by a teacher, don't just stand there. Speak." It went viral. Overnight. 3 million views. He got suspended for calling a teacher out. My mom protested outside his school. My dad joined. It became a movement. #NoMoreSilence trended for 5 days. Ethan got a job offer from ProPublica. Investigative journalism. "They want me to go to DC, he said. "You have to. I want you with me." We kissed. Made promises. No rings. Just truth. We built something on mutual respect. On pain and healing. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. I started a non-profit in my cousin Jill's name. Legal aid for students. Free therapy. Safe housing. The first girl we helped. A sophomore from Idaho. She said, "I thought I was alone. Then I read your blog." I hugged her like I wished someone had hugged me. 5 professors imprisoned. 12 others resigned. The university paid a $7 million settlement. Benson. He tried to teach at a private school. They found out. Fired him. Last I heard he was working at a car dealership. Selling Hondas. Now I travel the country. I speak at colleges. I tell girls to trust their instincts. To record. To fight. To burn it down if needed. And every time I say the words, I think, he failed me for saying no. But I didn't just pass the test. I rewrote the rules. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. And drop a comment. What would you have done if you were in my shoes?